Greetings, dear friends. You are watching the second in the series of the Historic Events episodes on the ICAPER channel. Today I will be sharing with you historical information about St. Thaddeus and St. Bartholomew Armenian Apostolic Church Cathedral, which was built in Baku and was the main Armenian cathedral in Baku in the turn of the 20th century. Before his untimely death, a wealthy Armenian from Baku named Yenov Butalyan, also known as Enoch Kalostovich Butakovsky, had left instructions in his will and a hefty sum to build a church in central Baku. In 1898, the Imperial Academy of Arts and Architecture, located in St. Petersburg, the capital of the Russian Empire at the time, announced a competition inviting architects to design plans for the church that was to be built. On September 25, 1906, the foundation of the church was consecrated and ready for any future construction. On February 28, 1907, the competition was closed and 5 designs for a church were submitted, one of which belonged to a Hovannes Kachaznuni, an architect by trade, but who would later become the Armenian Republic's first prime minister. On June 4th of the same year, the jury had decided that the winning design was of a well-known architect, Gabriel Dermikaelian, and second place was that of architect Petrovsky. But Yenov Butalyan's heirs were upset that the design that they had most favored, the one Hovannes Kachaznuni had designed, was not chosen. Nonetheless, on June 7th, the heirs decided to choose Kachaznuni among the others. On August 2nd of the same year, Kachaznuni began work on building the church from a small wooden shack located on the building site. The church's building cost, according to the original design, was 300,000 rubles, but the amount set forth in the will for the project was 200,000 rubles. For this reason, Kachaznuni made some modifications to the original design, namely the accommodation size of the building, reducing the capacity from 1,500 persons to 1,000. Around the same time the construction had started, the Anti-Armenian Revolutionary Federation campaign had started within the Russian Empire, and all those who were a part of this political party were exiled or imprisoned. Kachaznuni, being a prominent Armenian Revolutionary Federation member, was forced to exile in 1911 and was unable to physically take part in the construction of the church. In his absence, the construction carried on to its completion in 1914 by another Armenian architect, Nikolai Bayev, who up until 1918 was the chief architect of Baku. After the completion of the church and its consecration ceremony, Yenov Butalyan's remains that were interred in the old Armenian cemetery in Baku were exhumed and laid to rest in the new church's courtyard by the church's pastor, Father Revond der Astvatsadurian. Now, dear friends, let us get acquainted with this magnificent church's interior and exterior design. Unfortunately, because of lack of details, such as photographs which are not readily available, we will suffice with the graphic reconstructed model based on the sketch designs available. As you can surely see, its grandeur and beauty in this reconstructed digital sketch. One can only imagine now what it would be like to stand within its walls. The church was splendid in its monumental build. Eyewitness accounts attest to the church being the most beautiful construction in all of Baku at the time, both showing its internal and external beauty and splendor. Kachaznuni's church design is to be seen as the beginning of a new Armenian Gothic architectural design. In the center of the church, keeping the steeple or kumpet, as it is said in Armenian, with the evenly spread cross formation as its base design, the 4 main arches serve as a setting for the 4 tabernacles. Along with this formation, the bell tower has its unique place as well. The bell tower, with a triple arch formation, is located on the western side of the church. With minor variances, the church's design is similar to the Holy Savior Armenian Apostolic Church of Shushi, or also known as Ghazanchetots. This miraculous church sadly did not stand for long. During the Soviet rule, it was listed among the undesirable monuments list. The atheist and anti-religious Soviet Union and newly formed Armenophobic Azerbaijani state did not want to see such splendor of past history related to both the Christian faith and Armenian identity. It is for this reason many Armenian medieval churches, monasteries, and cross tombstones were destroyed. As it was with multiple church complexes throughout the Soviet Union, the turn had come for this wonderful construction, unfortunately. Its destruction started in the 1930s, with eyewitnesses attesting that for 3 years straight, the Soviet Azeri authorities were trying to demolish the structure, but were unable to. The Soviet Azeri authorities then resorted to explode the structure in 1937, which ultimately destroyed the structure. However, the stone carvings on the rubble were evidence of how well the structure was built. The church was destroyed to be replaced by the Baku Academy of Music building. Upon that same place, where Azeri music students learn contemporary and classical music now, was the site where Armenian Mass was conducted and where Armenian worshippers prayed.